I am crossing through the Panama Canal as we speak. We rented a private yacht and we're making the canal transit. I want to show this to you because they're closing the gates. We're just inside the lock right now. Check it out. The lock doors there closing. This is the original canal. Not the new side that they built starting in like 2007. So these doors are over 100 years old. This system has been working for more than a century. The Panama Canal completed back in the early 1900s, about 1911 or something like that.
Yeah. And those gates are hollow inside and they're literally floating in the water. So they have always been able to, they would open them with only a small 40 horsepower motor was all it took.
Wow.
To open and close those gates. Now they've since recently replaced it with like a hydraulic system, but for years, like 100 years, it was just a motor.
This is Matt Tomlet. Matt is a world-class fixer here in Panama. He's worked for the likes of National Geographic and Bear Grylls and lots of other very famous people, the Gates family, everything like that. So tell me what we're seeing here.
So we're right now in the first chamber of the Miraflores locks in the Panama Canal. And we're locked in behind this ship. And if you look at the current, the swirling of the water, down below us are a series of big tunnels and pipes where the water is flowing from the chamber in front of us into this chamber and thus lifting us up.
And this is gravity fed, right? This is not
all gravity.
Yeah, so they don't need pumps or anything to do.
There's nothing.
But so it's fed fresh water from lakes in the interior, man-made lakes,
Right.
and then that water then just drains out to sea when it's done. That's part of the inefficiency of this system, right?
Yeah, so each ship that transits this canal uses about 52 million gallons of water is needed, fresh water is needed. And right now the Panama Canal has a serious problem with water. Back in the 1930s, the Americans started a process of expanding the canal because ships were getting bigger and bigger and they saw the future was going to be limited if they didn't do it. So they did a lot of excavating. They had on plan when they knew that back then that when they expanded the canal, they had to expand the water source. And they had a plan back then to dam Rio Indio and drain that water into the canal. And so they wound up having to abandon that project because of World War II. And Panama, in turn, in around 2008, somewhere around there, 2005, started they took up the same project.
Yeah, it was 2007 when
2007, yeah.
So that's the new lane of the canal that they built. I was here when they started construction on that. And right there, you see those terraces in the side of the hillside there? Where the canal now is, there used to actually be a mountain between us and them. And back in 2007, when they started construction of the new canal, there was a mountain twice as tall as that or more as what's there now. And they started the new construction of the canal by blowing the top off the mountain with 10,000 pounds of TNT. It was a sight to behold. It was very spectacular, and I was here for it. You may remember that we have several trips going to Armenia this year. We filled them up completely, and so we had to shut them off. Well, now we've had a few cancellations, and so we have some room on our Armenia trip for May 3rd through the 13th and June 13th through the 23rd. May 3rd through the 13th and June 13th to the 23rd. You could, if you get a message to me quick on my email, We'll send you more information about that if you're interested in joining us. Armenia is an absolutely magical place. You won't want to miss it. It should be on the top of everybody's bucket list, and it's an unknown place. I mean, people just don't know about it. But as we've been taking people out there, they say it's the most amazing place they've ever seen, and that's why we've started doing these tours. So if you want to join us, get a hold of me, hotzoneholton@gmail.com. Just send me an email, hotzoneholton@gmail.com. And then we have one other trip that's also planned to Armenia that's specifically for hikers. If you want to go backpacking and do a couple of short camping trips on the in the wilderness in Armenia, it's going to be a massive adventure, but it's going to be a little strenuous, so you need to be in pretty good shape for that one. My son's going to run that trip, and that's in May as well, like the May 13th through the 23rd. You can do it in conjunction with one of the other tours if you want to do both and save the airfare going back and forth. But basically, they're all inclusive. All of the trips are. You just get yourself to Armenia, and then we take care of everything once you're there. Lodging, food, transportation, tour guides, everything, translators, all that. And we have a fantastic time. So if you want to travel with me and Connie this year, get signed up for those trips. We do have just about 3 or 4 spaces open on the May trip and the June trip. So let us know. All right. God bless you. Thank you very much. We'll see you later. Take care.